We're back working on this dub delay. We have a return track sending its signal back into itself. On that track we have a delay with no feedback, 100% dry wet, so that creates a feedback loop, and this controls the actual feedback or the level that gets sent back to itself, and this goes out this return track here, which has a limiter just for an additional safety net. I've stripped everything back to its basics because I want to rebuild some stuff today. There's been some good comments. Profiteer says, I have an idea. Make it so when the delay gets boring, i.e. just resonance echoing, then an envelope would kick in and introduce frequency shifting down in between delay repeats. Since you're going max route, I'm very curious how that'd turn out. Then when gain in a particular band stops being overbearing, it'd go back to normal, stuff like that. So that's an interesting suggestion. What they are implying is that it frequency shifts things so that it artificially moves everything away from the particular band of frequencies, which has become overpowering, because as we learnt in the previous video, once they get overpowering, you really have to kind of de-stick them. Another comment over on the Patreon Discord. Asymmetrical Faces says, fun idea. I wonder what would happen if you were to modulate the frequency of the poles rather than or as well as their gain, so that the frequency band starts to snowball. It responds by sweeping away from that frequency. So that's another cool idea. So the ideal situation would be to have a single pole like this that ducks down. The signal gets analyzed, and when a frequency starts going out of control, this moves down to wherever that is. So this is constantly moving around, nuking the overbearing frequencies. I would very much like to build this with just Ableton Live devices, but I'm not quite sure how to do it yet. So if you can think of a way, let me know. I am going to let's just get this happening. Let's just get this happening for a start. Let's just play the chord. Let's bring the gain up. I'm going to leave this EQ8 in. So you can see these frequencies are starting to become overpowered. But as we sweep this around, it gets rid of some of them. And now this stuff's overpowering, so we'll go down here and get rid of that. And this stuff starts creeping back in. So yeah, my ideal situation would be to be able to move this according to what's happening here. And now the only way I can really think about that is to do the chained EQ8 things. And I'm going to build it here now. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can. So we're going to use very sharp shelves. And let's just see. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's just go 50 for the low frequency. And this one will go 100. And I'm just going to double them, so go up an octave for each one. We'll group this into a rack. Here it is here. Let's duplicate this. So this one needs to be 200. This one needs to be 100. So now we have a new band. Let's do it again. This one needs to be 200. This one needs to be 400. So see how each chain is just picking up a separate band. So this one needs to be 800. This one needs to be 400. And we're just going to do this until we pretty much have the spectrum covered. This one min needs to be 800. This one needs to be 1600, and we'll do it again. So this one will be 3200, this one will be 1600. Again, we're nearly there. This one needs to be 3200, this one needs to be 6400, and one more time. One more should do it. This one needs to be 12800, and this one needs to be 6400. Okay, so now if we look through our chains here, you'll see that each EQ8 is grabbing a particular band. There's probably a better way to distribute these. I'm not going to worry about the low end. Okay, so now what we can do is, let's just close, we'll turn this off. I'm going to call this analytic. That'll do. And I'm going to duplicate one, and one of them is going to be called the nuker. So this one here, I'm going to have to introduce envelope followers. Now I believe I've done something like this before on this channel a few years ago, perhaps. But I think I was just using the gain levels on an EQ. This time I'm going to attach them directly to the gain values of their respective chains, or over here. So this one here, we have an envelope follower. I'm going to map this to this gain. We want it to start at 80%, which is roughly -2 decibels, and all the way to 0. So let's play this. And we need to bring this all the way up. I'm going to bring it up to +30. So you'll see as this particular band of frequencies gets signal, it's bringing this gain down here. Okay, now I need to do that for all of them. So let's do this quickly. Map gain 80, 0. Again. Now while I'm doing this, I have a feeling I'm going to run into an issue where the crossover point of these EQs is not going to really be nuked efficiently. So we're probably going to get a bunch of ringing happening in between those kind of 100, 200, 400 hertz areas. We'll see what happens, but I have a feeling this is not efficient, but I just want to see this working. I'm trying to be as fast as I can here. How many more we got to do? 3. Okay, let's go. Map there. 80 to 0. Another interesting thought is we could macro up the minimum and maximum points of these poles, and we could have them being affected, so that would kind of sway outside of that problem area, which I'm almost certain is going to exist. Okay, we're nearly done. Let's map this one to the gain of here, and this needs to be 80 and 0. All of these need to be +30. We'll copy value to siblings, that should do it. Turn this right down. Okay, let's play something. Okay, let's give it some gain. Okay, already I think I can hear those peaks. They seem to be fluttering around a lot. It seems like it's too much. Let's bring this down to, say, +14. Okay, so if I was to go and load up another EQ8 here, you can see these are our problem areas, and it seems to be here at the bottom of this one. Let's give it a much fuller, harmonically rich sound. So we'll just use a saw wave rather than a piano. Turn off the filter. So here's the problem area. So if I was to do as I did before, I wonder if we could EQ those out. I'd rather not. I think these are moving way too quickly as well, so let's go into here. Let's give these some rise and fall. We'll copy the siblings. That's probably too much. Let's bring the gain back up now. We'll kill the low end. Interesting. Let's see what happens when I stop. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in one more EQ8 here. It's doing some weird shit though. We're going in the right direction because it's starting to behave erratically by itself. So this pole I'm going to make just a notch. Let's chuck an L if I want it. Let's just have this sweeping around. Nice and slow. Bring the depth down offset up a little bit. We're not really getting the original signal in here though. I'm going to bring the rise and fall down quite a bit. Let's bring this all the way down. I think we do need a bit more rise. Yeah, maybe having a lot of rise is the key. Okay, just for fun, let's get a shifter in there. I will pick this up in the next video and we'll use the pitch shifting thing. Let's attach this LFO just to the fine. See what happens. I'm even going to turn these two off just to have a listen. Hear these high frequencies going nuts. So as soon as we get this on, it kind of doesn't have a good time. Let's bring this down to 30%. I can't copy that to siblings, that's frustrating. I should do this manually. So this is just restricting the range in which it brings the gain down. Don't know if it's going to make much difference here. Okay, I'm going to have a think about this and pick it up in the next video. We didn't really cover asymmetrical faces, sorry, where we shift the frequency around of an EQ pole. Well, we did, but we did it with an LFO. My trouble is finding, without using Maxwell Live, is finding and getting a signal from a dominant frequency in the spectrum. So if any of you out there can think of a way to do that, I mean, this way kind of does it. I mean, perhaps we could feed white noise through an EQ and use the no. Yeah, I mean, this is a real botch job and it has its errors, problem areas, which are these edges. The tuner device, that'd be awesome if that had a mappable. That's a shame. If this had a mappable option, that'd be cool. Anyway, let me know in the comments, and if you have any other comments on cool things to do. We're at pretty early stages. We're just mucking around, having a bit of fun. Catch you later.